Assalamu alaikum everyone. It is a new week, and now that summer is coming to an end, the weather, subhanAllah, is getting a lot nicer in Florida. So even though we're now in September, instead of like 90s, it's high 80s, which is honestly a really welcome change in Florida. So I'm really appreciating our weather. Last week I was sick. I was taking care of a sick family member, and then I got sick, and that really wiped me out for the whole week. So it wasn't the most productive week, and I'm really hoping that this week is different, inshallah. I have a lot of work I need to do, people I need to message on LinkedIn, and then subhanAllah, one good thing about the summer being over is that some of the classes I was taking in the masjid are finally starting back up again since they were all on break for the summer. So I'm really happy to be taking classes again. Right now, the current plan is to find a place outside to pray dhuhr. I unfortunately will be having to make wudu out today, which I don't like, but that's just what happens when you're out the whole day, and luckily I bring all my skincare for that reason. So I'm just going to find a place to pray out, and then I'll be good until Asr. I'm literally just going to pray in this corner. So just kidding, dhuhr actually isn't for another 10 minutes, which is just enough time where I actually have to figure out something to do for 10 minutes, but it's not enough time to go and walk to the coffee shop, because by the time I get out all my stuff, it'll be time to pray dhuhr, and I don't really want to leave all my stuff and have to pack it all up again. So I figured now would be a great time to go over the Heartwork lecture notes from yesterday's lecture. So this is the Heartwork Finding Felicity lecture series, and it's coming out right now, and I've been watching it with a group of girls. We get together and then we reflect on them, and I've just been recapping my favorite parts from the lecture. It's a really amazing lecture. My suggestion is that you just go and watch the lecture yourself, but if you're not going to, then feel free to listen to my favorite things that I took away from the lecture. My first favorite takeaway from the lecture is learning to come to the realization that losing something is not actually bad, that we need to try and have the same reaction when we lose something as when we gain something, because all of it is happening with Allah's wisdom, and maybe the thing we lost is really just a way to move us forward, to work on our character, and that loss isn't really a loss. So basically what the lecture was saying is that most of the pain isn't from the loss, but it's in our inability to see the wisdom from what we've lost. So one of my main takeaways from this was that we can make dua to ask Allah to allow us to see the wisdom in the things that we've lost. We don't just have to be unaware of why these things are happening. Like, Allah can give us that wisdom. We'll realize maybe if I had gotten something when I wanted it, it wouldn't have worked out. Or maybe that thing would have been bad for me and it would have ruined me. So we can ask Allah to see the wisdom in our losses. And then to be able to see the wisdom in our losses, we can do it by making dua for Allah to show us, or it can be learning more about your religion and having the knowledge that Allah puts you through trials for your betterment. And then another practical way is just that when you lose something, instead of immediately complaining, it's you yourself trying to think of what could be the possible benefits of this loss. The second thing I really liked from this lecture was actually in the Q&A. So someone asked, how can we be content and still be ambitious? Because a lot of this lecture was about learning to be content no matter the situation, whether you perceive you're losing something or whether you're gaining something. It's just being content, knowing that Allah is with you no matter what the situation is, and then using that contentment to allow yourself to feel calm and not feeling anxious over what's happening in your life. And I just thought that this was a really interesting question, because it's like, if you're someone who's really ambitious and you're constantly like chasing the next thing or trying to better yourself or wanting more money or more successful career or wanting to help the world and better it, it's like, oh, does this mean I'm not being content with what I have since I'm always wanting more? And he basically answered and said that you can be as ambitious as you want as long as you're content with the outcome. As in, you can put in all your efforts into having a better career or getting more money or whatever your worldly desires are, as long as they're halal, of course, and then trying to better yourself, as long as you're content with whatever the outcome is. You're basically telling Allah that I've done everything I can, but I'm content with whatever the result is. Your ambitions, whether they work out or whether they don't. I'm glad that someone asked that, because I feel like in a world that's constantly telling you to be better, improve yourself, have the most money, have the best career, telling you to be more. And it's not like we shouldn't strive to be more. It's just kind of how do we find that balance between being content with what Allah has given us, but then also wanting more. So I just thought that was a really interesting question. These are my favorite takeaways from the lecture, and subhanAllah, just as I checked, it is exactly time for Dhuhr right now. So I'm gonna go pray and then I'm gonna head to the cafe. Okay, so subhanAllah, I just finished praying Dhuhr and I was gonna go in the cafe and then realized I am parked in place with only 2-hour parking. So before I can go in the cafe, I need to go move my car. But I just thought I would say like a quick thing about if you're nervous about praying in public. I used to be so nervous a few years ago about praying in public, but just as you're out the whole day, it's just something that you end up having to do. And I don't live in a Muslim country. There isn't a masjid right nearby that I can go pray at. The nearest masjid is like 20 minutes from here. So you just kind of end up having to pray where you're at. That or you just go home, and it's just like not really convenient if you're going to be out the whole day. So I used to be so nervous about praying in public. It just was something that really gave me anxiety. But if that's you, I just want you to know that it is really one of those things that just gets easier the more you do it. Like it's just something that I've truly gone so used to, and it doesn't faze me at all. And if anything, I kind of feel like I'm doing the people in the area a service, just giving dawah. Like it's just good. I don't live in a Muslim country. It's good for people to see you practicing your faith, and it's good to normalize it for them. So I kind of hope I normalize just like praying in public and being a Muslim and just doing our daily activities for people who want. There's so many people who want to learn and are just really kind. So that's just kind of my thought about it, and it really is something where it just becomes less nerve-wracking the more you're doing it. So if you're kind of like, I can't, it just brings me too much anxiety and it's always going to be that way, just know it's not like that forever. It really does just get better the more you do it, if you just need that little push to be able to pray in public. Also, I completely understand the 2-hour parking thing, but it's just a little bit annoying because I'm not a 2-hour cafe kind of person. Like if I go somewhere and I sit and I buy food or a drink and I've paid my reason to be there, I'm gonna be there for 5 hours, especially because I'm not like a 2-hour work person either. Like if I sit down to do my work, I'm gonna be sitting there for 5 hours. Okay, so I just got out of my car and I was experiencing like extreme levels of indecisiveness, and so I was like, you know what, I'm actually gonna go to a different cafe nearby that I don't usually study at, but that I know has food, and it's also open really late till 10 p.m. So I'm sat there and they have food and drinks, so I'm good. And it also means I won't have to buy food twice. But also I haven't studied at this cafe before, not in like a few years, so I'm not totally sure if it's gonna work because it needs to have like outlets and stuff like that. But point is that I made a decision's been made, and I'm gonna be studying there.
System.
Oh, like the color?
I don't know if it's like the brand or like the thing itself.
Oh, those are cute. Which one do you like more? Green or blue?
Blue.
Okay. Who is?
How you doing?
Oh my god, are you filming from that angle?
I can film from this angle. Hey guys, we're at the store. Have a guest star. It's the first time she's on my channel.
Hey! What are your fans called?
No
Sauners. Do you not know what those are? Hold on.
Guys, it's the first. I think she found out about my channel today, and we're now at the store just running some errands together. Run errands with your friends. I think it's more fun than going to dinner. What is that? Sunny Angel. Black. Just plain black.
And this is the one I'm getting instead.
That's the one she wants.
And Sana.
I think it's a pretty color. I think the all black is lame. Bring back colors.